guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. All these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Paul again with Spheric Reptiles, and as promised, this is the follow-up video to our unboxing. If you didn't watch that, please go back and watch it. You'll love these incredible animals, and maybe you'll be able to look at these people's Morph Market page, which I really like Morph Market because that's where I think we've bought over 90% of our animals. It's just a really good platform for you to explore and to investigate and just really find out what type of animals you want and the direction that you want to move in your breeding plans or as a pet. So without anything else, so I got these animals and they're brand new to our home, so I don't want to put them in our collection just yet, right? We want to quarantine them and we want to give them a chance to get hydrated because you don't know how stressful that flight was, even though it was overnight. But you know, cabin pressure and all this other stuff, those aren't things that reptiles typically get to do. They typically don't get to ride in airplanes, right? A lot of people don't even still ride in airplanes, which is crazy. This is the tub that I'll be using, and it's a 15-quart tub, and I think it's perfect for quarantining and as well as soaking the animals in. And it's something that I can keep sterile. I got some paper that I'm going to put in. I'm not going to let you walk. I'm just going to show you step by step by step, and I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible, cutting out the time. I just need you to see the process. So, but this is our brand new Hypo TSK Exanic double recessive male. He doesn't have a name, so if you guys have a name for him, he looks, I mean, damn near all the way gray, and he's in shed right now, and I understand that snakes look kind of gray when they're in shed, but I mean, even the pictures before, he was like it's like a slate gray with a very, very light, super light gray. This is a gray snake. I don't know if the camera's picking it up good, but I'm pretty sure that you see the pictures of this animal right now. The close-up views, even though it's in shed, it's the only pictures we got since we just got them today. The process will be for this animal is to be soaked for about 20 minutes, and then in that same water, I'll add a couple of drops of Dawn dish detergent. And then what I'll do in the meantime, while he's soaking for the 20 minutes in the regular water and the 15 minutes in the Dawn dish detergent, and that's to hydrate and get rid of mites. Then I'll be treating the substrate with prevenamite or the paper with prevenamite. And when it gets out, you know, I'll do all this other stuff and set him up. I'll show you the thermostat temperature and what we're going to use to regulate the temperature and all that other stuff. So, hey guys, I hope that this video helps you. And if it does, please like and subscribe. And if you have any pros and cons or anything just to say about the video, please let me know. Because if it can help me or it can help you, it can probably help somebody else. So, all right, guys. So without anything else, let's get to it. So what I've done here is I've taken this 15-quart tub and I put some lukewarm water in it, and I'm going to soak him in there for 20 minutes. So this is what I normally do. I put them in there and they swim or they try to get out. I only got 2 hands. You know, I got more than what the snake got, but I only have 2 hands. So now I'll cover this and lock it in place. And then 20 minutes later, I'll move on to the next step. But this is so that he can get hydrated. And you can see him down off in there, just kind of swimming around. And so, again, this hydrates the snake so that if they are a little bit dehydrated, before I start putting them through any other type of process, I want to make sure that their hydration is good. All right, guys, so now 20 minutes has gone by, and so now it's time for me to put the Dawn dish detergent in there. I'm just going to put a couple of drops and make it a little bit soapy so that, as I said before in another video, the surfactants in the soap will drown out the mite. So just a couple of drops, and I swirl it around to get it sudsy. This is harmless to the snake. In fact, if you ever seen an oil spill video with the duck from the Valdez crash that happened, when that happened, in the 90s? The 80s or the 90s? But anyway, they use Dawn dish detergent. Is safe and effective for cleaning things, but it's also safe and effective at killing snake bites. So now this animal, you know, I want to call him a name, but I don't have a name. So you guys got to fucking give me a name, man. But so now he's in there. I got the other girl, the acid yellow belly, she's soaking too. I just didn't want to break up the video with different snakes, but at some point you might get to see her too. But now I'm going to let him sit for 15 minutes and we'll be right back to go into the next step. Now we're done soaking them. And so I have a towel that I just pretty much have just for my reptiles. And I'll take this out and dry them off real good. He's even clean and, you know, hopefully the mites have been treated on it. I don't think he had any mites, but it's just a really good preventive measure to just treat all of your animals when they come right into your home or whatever, wherever you keep them, just to go ahead and treat them. And then I'm also getting a weight. So I got this scale right here. I think you can still see it, I'm not sure. Just trying to do all of this as quickly as possible as well. So let's see, I think you can see that right there. I know you can right there. So it's zeroed out. I'll change the unit to grams so I can get a weight on him. And he is 760 grams. So that's right at the adult male size. So as promised, he's doing really good. And I can go ahead and turn it off because I'm gonna go ahead and treat him and then I'll treat the female as well. But while you're waiting, so while the animal was soaking, that doesn't have a name, the hypo TSK exanic male, I took this prevenamite and I pre-sprayed all of the paper that I'm having in there, and I sprayed down the container as well, so that if this is extremely sterile, guys, and if any might show up in here, they'll show up as black flecks and I'll be able to see them. So this is my quarantine container. It doesn't matter the size of the snake. I really need them in a concentrated area. He'll be living there for about a month or two. And, you know, hey, it is what it is, man. So, so I'm going to go ahead and sit him in there. And while I'm doing that, I'll just also take some paper towels. This is the secondary step. And I have my reptile spray, which is the mite spray. I'll grab that for you real quick. I got this from Chewy.com, and it's really good, and it allows me, since it's a gallon, to treat all of the reptiles once a year. So I'm spraying this down on both sides, and this is close to the last step. So it's nice and wet, and I grab the snake by the mid-body and just kind of go over the whole snake. This is the only time that I'll do this part. So to make sure that it is treated effectively. And to get the head, what I do is I just go ahead and grab the head, and it normally will pull right through like that. So that's one way you can treat your entire animal and wipe him down. And that's it. So we got a weight on him at 700 and what I say, 60 grams. And I'm knocking shit all over the place in here. I'm gonna grab a lid real quick. And he is ready to go. So just one more time, I'm gonna get the female and just go through the same step. Okay, so I'm moving as fast as I can, guys, because I know I don't have the camera on me, trying to keep your interest, but here she is again. I've already dried her off, so I pre-sprayed this with the prevenamite already. I just kind of took over the paper, went over the paper and sprayed it down, so I can set that to the side. I got my scale out. Let me turn it this way this time. It's zeroed out, and let's see how much she weighs. She weighs 946 grams, baby. So the reason that we weigh the snakes when we first get them is that's a good benchmark for us to tell how much weight they lose if they don't eat, or, you know, their growth, you know, from this point forward. So that's what we have here is a 946 gram yellow belly acid. And she's right there at almost adulthood at 946 grams. Man, this is such a good deal. But again, I'll sit her right inside of there. Give me a new paper towel. Spray this paper towel down. I mean, it's very simple steps, guys. And spray the other side down. So now I'll pick her up and I'll just wipe her down. I typically wipe I grab them in the middle of the body, and I just kind of, you see how I'm going around the entire body this way, get the top, and put the paper towel underneath, and then just slowly work it down towards the head. She just will not pull her head out. She's just keeping that head in there, tucked in tight. So this is how I do it. I grab the head and then she pulls through. That's perfect. I just want to get this reptile mite spray all over the body and under the scale, so any mite that jumps out will, you know, meet its demise. And afterwards, I just put it right back in on a Prevenamite treated paper, and she's all good to go, guys. So the next step is I'll show you how I set up the thermostat with the heat strip, which you can do on your own. And that'll just be, I mean, it's just, that's how it goes, guys. It's really quick. So I still got her in here. This is a 6-inch piece of heat tape that I got from Reptile Basics. I bought the crimping pliers and the plug, which you could actually just get any plug, but I bought it because it already had the rivets in there and I put it together. And so I have a heat strip that I can use for 2 animals since I'm quarantining them at the same time. They're going to be separate from our animals in our collection. So this is what I'll have, guys. And the basic thing that I'll do is I'll put the thermostat, I'll tape a thermostat up under one of the tanks right on top of this heat tape, and I will set it to either 90 degrees or 91 degrees. And the best way to do that, guys, is to go ahead and plug this up, put the thermostat, the temperature probe on there for the thermostat, and let it run for, you know, you can go ahead and put your animals on it if you set it at 90 degrees. And what that will do is that will allow the temperature to get good. Then I'll use my heat gun, which I don't know where is my heat gun? But anyway, let me see. Oh, here it is. I'm going blind. I'm just trying to move 1,000 miles an hour. I just got off work too. I forgot to say that. So I'll use the heat gun to measure the temperature on the inside of the tub. So I'll look at where the heat is, and I'll take a measurement of where the actual heat strip is up underneath, and I'll take a temperature on the cold side just to make sure that the snake can still regulate its body temperature. And if I think that they're having a hard time, I'll put them in a larger container. I'll move from a 15 quart to maybe a 40 quart, and I'll just have to make it more crowded. But I'll do that after 1 week and I see that there's no mites, and then I'll give them a water bowl at that time, because before they're not getting a water dish. And, you know, then it's just a matter of just checking them out, weighing them, trying to feed them after a week or 2. Probably I might wait a week and a half to feed them just to make sure that they're fully acclimated, because it was really hot as they traveled today. And, you know, that flight is very stressful for reptiles. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's what we do every time, because the worst thing you can do is get a mite infestation or have a sick animal. So you got to have a quarantine procedure, and that's the way I quarantine everything. Now, if an animal were sick, I wouldn't put the reptile spray on them. I would just pretty much, if I thought that they just weren't doing good, just initially, before I take any other steps, I'm going to soak them in water first and make sure that they're not dehydrated, because that could be a major issue. And then I'm going to quarantine them for about a week or 2 or 3, just to monitor them, you know, daily, aside from the collection. So, hey guys, I mean, this is really fun. I hope this video helps you. And, you know, enjoy the time that you spend with your reptiles, and enjoy the time that you have with your family. Thank you.